There have been a lot of mixed reactions to what was shown at this latest Minecraft Live for a number of different reasons. What we saw revealed for the summer drop was 2 new versions of the Ghast mob. And really, it's understandable where everyone is coming from with all of their different reactions. There's definitely some stuff to be liked with this new content, but also it is understandable why people may be disappointed. The type of content that we've so far been seeing with drops hasn't exactly been the type of content that appeals to every type of player. But the group that it does appeal to is pretty happy right now. So now it's time to ask if this Minecraft Live and the content revealed is good or not. Let's start with the good. I'm sure the Happy Ghast will be great for a lot of multiplayer worlds. It's nice to finally have a flying mountable mob, although the Red Dragon, which is supposed to come to the game at some point, was supposed to serve the exact same purpose, so I'm not sure what the deal with that will be now. But anyway, where this new mob variant really shines is with building, making it much easier to reach the undersides of builds. And so the big thing here is that some people are going to be very happy about this and very excited, and some people aren't going to care that much. The new Ghast is mostly meant to appeal to mega builders. And so that's why I'm going to say this here. There's been a lot of shaming towards people who have been disappointed with this Minecraft Live. Like, how dare you not be happy, you should be more grateful, that kind of stuff. But honestly, I could see why people might be disappointed with what was shown. It's okay that they are. Once this drop releases in the summer, it will have been about a year since Mojang abandoned their typical annual update system. And if you look at everything we've seen in the drops so far, it's all been mostly for the building side of the game. None of the other aspects have been getting much attention lately. You could say that's not technically true since we did have a new hostile mob, the Creaking, but also the Pale Garden biome did only reward players with aesthetic blocks aside from the Creaking heart. The Spring to Life drop is pretty important. It's addressing a long-time problem with Minecraft of lack of ambience in the overworld, although it is still all decorative things, which does make sense with the theme of the update. The only drop we saw that was more focused on functionality was the Bundles of Bravery drop. So after 2 drops in a row that were dedicated mostly to building, it makes sense that people might be disappointed that the next drop is going to be yet another drop mostly for building. The multiplayer theme in it may appeal to more players, but also there is a fair number of people who play single player. But with Minecraft having a very diverse player base, ideally you would want to have drops that appeal to all kinds of different players, focusing on all kinds of different aspects, like maybe having one for adventure, one for progression, one for building, and then one for maybe engineering. I'm sure you get the idea. While building is a large part of Minecraft, not a lot of players actually make mega builds. The average Minecraft player tends to focus a lot on all kinds of different things. So I would say, even though the new Ghasts are a very neat feature, yes, it is okay for people to be a bit disappointed with this Minecraft Live. A lot of the very vocal people in the Minecraft community are people like the mega builders, so the community can sometimes be a bit inconsiderate of more average players. And as for the actual amount of content that was shown, a lot of people were going into this Minecraft Live expecting a bit more than what ended up being shown. And that's fairly reasonable if you compare it to the previous Minecraft Live, then there was a lot more shown at that one, even though that one was also only on 2 game drops. The community in general seems more excited about this drop than it was for the Pale Garden one, but it still, of course, isn't as much content as we saw at the reveal of that one, with a new biome, a new mob, a new wood set, and a bunch of other decorative blocks. So going into this live expecting reveals of roughly the same size, maybe a bit less since we were also seeing the spring drop covered, was kind of reasonable. and the spring drop is mostly just smaller aesthetic stuff, so it was widely speculated that while Mojang had some developers working on the spring drop, they had most of them working on something more technically demanding for the next one, like a new structure or a new mob or something, or just something in general bigger than what we were seeing in the spring drop. And we did sort of see 2 new mobs. But still, out of all of the Minecraft Lives or Minecons that I for one have watched, this one was definitely the smallest in terms of reveals. Though it is, of course, to be expected that they won't contain as much content now that we are getting to a year. But there is also somewhat of a misunderstanding here, because there are a number of people in the community who aren't disappointed necessarily because of the amount of content that was shown, but more because of the type of content that was shown. With it, as I was getting at earlier, being the type of content that might not appeal to every type of player. Also, one of the criticisms I've seen pop up quite a bit with this Minecraft Live was that the Ghast drop looks like a mod or a marketplace add-on. Now, using something looking like a mod as an insult is a bit unfair, I would say, because there are some very high quality mods out there. There are good marketplace add-ons too, but they, in general, have a bit of a worse reputation. And really, every time we see something new introduced, it's probably gonna feel a bit like a mod. That's just sort of the effect that comes with seeing something new. Like, a lot of people said that about the Warden when we first saw it. Now it just feels normal, at least to most people anyway. If something does feel like a mod, that can sometimes be a good thing, because that might mean that Mojang is trying something new and they're taking some risks to try and do what's best for the game, which isn't something that they do very often. No offense. But if we're talking about more in the aesthetic sense, I can definitely more see where people might be coming from with that. The Ghasts with the goggles and the saddles, it does look a little bit weird. Although honestly, I would say it looks weirder than most mods do. That's how Minecraft features kind of tend to be. Mojang often does these original concepts, while mods tend to go with more generic content. Though I in no way mean that as an insult to mods. Although, really thinking about it, the Ghast, to me personally, is probably one of the weirdest mobs in Minecraft, with just how much bigger it is than most of the other ones, and how undetailed they are, basically just giant white cubes floating in the sky. And so putting a saddle and goggles on them definitely makes them look a bit funnier, but I think it will probably grow on people with time. Genuinely, it is starting to grow on me a bit already. So, was Minecraft Live and this upcoming drop with the Ghasts good? Well, for some people, maybe not. For others, yes. Me, I wasn't too fond of it during the initial reveal, but having taken some time to reflect on it a bit more, I have grown somewhat more fond of it, and that's part of the reason that I take like a day or so after update or drop reveals to give my thoughts on them. Oftentimes, just like a day later, I end up kind of changing my mind. And so with that, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one, and for now, goodbye.